morning, students. This morning we are going to take up a topic, book review. This is a requirement for your ISC language paper. Alright? In language paper you have a question 2, which basically is on factual writing. Alright? Factual writing, which includes writing newspaper reports, article writing, book review, film review, and cultural program review. And besides that, you have writings such as personal profile and statement of purpose, which we have we have already finished. And so these are some of the things that you are required to practice or prepare yourself for. So we'll take up today book review. Now it's a factual writing, factual as opposed to fiction or imaginary. So here what you basically give is facts, and there is no imaginary things in it. Alright? So this is what we are going to learn. Book review. Now book review is basically it analyzes, it describes, evaluates the merits of a contemporary work. A new book has come out in the market or is published. So you write a review of the book. So the first requirement is you will have read it, you would have actually seen the book, you have read it, you have gone through it, and then you are giving your opinion so that all those who read your review can make up their mind either to buy the book because it's worth it, or not to buy the book because you say it's not worth the money you pay. Okay, so that's why it has to be very unbiased. When you write a review of any work of art, you have to be very impersonal, unbiased. Alright? There is no area, no scope of being biased or partial. So that is that's why it has to be very unbiased. You have to be critical. You have to find out the merits of the book mainly, and if there are any demerits or any shortcomings, that too you should find out. Okay. So mainly, so the purpose of a book review is not information, but it is analytical and persuasive in nature. Okay? So it's not merely giving information, but it gives an analysis of the book that you are reviewing, and you persuade your readers to purchase the book. Alright? And how do you do it? By analyzing the content, the format, the argument, and the context within which the book was written, and then you argue that the book is worth reading or not. Okay. Now, when you are basically you are going to give an opinion of this book, and when you give an opinion, you have to support it with the evidence from the book. You have to point out certain parts, or you have to quote maybe a few lines or a few paragraphs which supports your opinion, and then you have to be unbiased at the same time critical in nature. Alright? You are doing it for the benefit of the public, benefit of all your readers, so they get an unbiased opinion, and then they can make up their mind whether to purchase the book or not. Now there is no set format as to how you should write a book review. But there are a few areas we can concentrate on, we shall elaborate on, which shall give you an idea of book review. Alright, point number 1. I shall put it into point wise. Alright, so the first thing is you have to write the title of the book, the author, the publisher, the format, the number of pages, and the price of the book. The general information regarding the work, regarding this book that you are reviewing. So you shall write its title, what is the name of the book, alright, then who is the author, who is the writer of the book, who has written it, then you shall give the name of the publisher, which publishing house has published it, alright, which publishing house has published it, because according to the publisher you can also judge a book. You have publishers like Oxford India, you have Penguin India, and you have Rupa, you have Viking, and many other famous publishers. So that also gives an indication of the standard, the quality of the book. Then you have to talk about the format. The format of the book. The format basically here refers to two types. Either it's a what or that. Alright? So these are the two formats in which books are usually published. There is a third one also that is very rarely used. Leatherbound. Alright? So these are the formats that when we are talking of publishing a book, the formats refer to either hardbound. Hardbound is usually expensive because both the cover pages are hardcover. Okay? It's cardboard, glazed, and so on. Okay. And the second, the cheapest, and most of these bestsellers are written in this. It is cheaper, and that is paperback. So the cover pages, the front cover and the back cover, both are paper. Alright? Slightly thicker than a little thicker than the pages. So it's a paperback. And then leather-bound is, instead of hardbound or a paperback, you use a leather casing, leather covering for the book. So these are the three formats. So either it's a hardbound or paperback or a leatherbound. And depending on the format, the price will also vary. Okay? Leatherbound will be the most expensive, second hardbound, and the cheapest would be paperback. Okay. Next. So we have given this much information. We have to give in the start of a book review. You have to give these basic informations that are the title of the book, the writer of the book, name of the writer, and then name of the publisher and the format in which it is printed, and then you should also include what the number of pages How many pages are there in this book? How many pages are there in this book? And what is the price? What is the price of the book? So the first point to be included should contain all this information. So at the start of your book review, you should include these basic informations. Is that clear? So we go to the second point. Alright? Second point, what is more important again is most of the writing an opening sentence sets the tone. Alright? That sets the tone. An opening sentence that sets the tone of your book review, giving the overall feeling, overall feel of the book. Alright? Opening sentence that sets the tone of the book review. That gives an overall feel of the book under consideration. Alright? So the next point is the second point is the opening sentence should give a knowledge about what is. See, it should give an idea, a general idea of the book that you are going to review. Alright? Okay. And the third point that you should deal with is you should tell them what is the field or let's say category of genre. Okay. This is a word, genre, it's pronounced as genre, and it means the category or the type. Alright? Type of the book. Book. Like generally we categorize books into two categories. That is fiction and non-fiction. Okay? So which category of a book is it? The third thing that you should talk about is what is the category of this particular book, whether it is a fiction or a non-fiction. Alright? Non-fiction, the category of non-fiction, we have biographies, autobiographies, and then all the texts are non-fiction. So these are history books for instance, historical books are usually non-fiction. Okay, so this is the category. Then among fiction itself, there are a number of subdivisions. Like for instance, you have scientific fiction, you have psychological fiction, you have historical novels, you have various thrillers, you have detective novels. Okay, so variety of them are there under each category. Excuse me. So you should tell them what type of book is it? Under what category can you place it? Okay? Then we shall go to the fourth point. Next we shall take up the fourth point. And in the fourth point, what you are going to give is, you are going to give a concise summary. Alright? You cannot take too long a space, but that's why I say a concise summary, a precise, as short, as brief as it can be. Summary of the plot, it has to be followed by a specific aspects of the work, what is outstanding about this work, and then discuss some of the individual characters, incidents and scenes. Alright? A concise, what one is a concise summary of the work. Alright? A concise summary of the work is important. So you have to give a summary of it, and then it can be followed by some refer to some specific aspects. Alright? Specific aspects of the book, alright? Of the work. And then you also talk about some of the individual characters. Alright? And incidents, scenes, etc. Alright? So you have individual characters when you are discussing. If it's usually in a story, the story doesn't happen in the air. It happens in a place and time, and it happens in the lives of the people. And these people in whose lives this story happens, we call them characters. And some of these characters, depending on how they are drawn, whether they are given a